Right, so here we go with Gantt chart planning. Now you can see here, and this really depends if your teacher wants to be nice for you or not. You can actually get some of these already pre-printed. If you're being a pain in the butt, they're probably going to make you draw it up in your book by hand, which means lots of measuring and lots of problems with that. So if I was you, be nice to your teacher. Okay, so here you can see here, I've got my Gantt chart. Down this side here, it's actually stating the steps that need to actually be taken. And across here are the weeks in the project. Now I'm guessing by the time we get to this, there should be about 15 weeks left in the project, so we've got it there. We don't actually start at week 1 of the project, like so we don't start at the start of the term, mainly because you've got all that project management stuff and understanding the problem first up, which doesn't really need to be included into future planning. Okay, so here we go. Let's have a look here. I've got my pen ready to go. I've got some pretty little colours happening here so I can actually make it work. Now, to understand this, the first thing you've actually got to do is this legend down the bottom. Yes, I said legend, not legend, but that's the way it's actually spelled. So I'm going to come back here and I'm actually going to say here, like with this Gantt chart, squares that are coloured like this, and look, I'm going to colour in a little square just like this so I can see what I'm doing. Indicates that the actions that have been predicted, okay? So predicted means you're having a guess at it. You're going to have a go and you're guessing at what you're going to do. In the other square, it says here, squares that are marked like this, and in this case I might do just a cross, you could do a smiley face, you could do whatever, indicates the actions that did occur. So the whole idea with this planning, it's not only predicting the future, it's actually being used to see how you go as well. Okay, so now let's start thinking. I know the first thing I'm actually going to do is research. And I'm only going to use the big topic headings here, but you really need to break this down. You might be doing primary research where you're going to go and interview people about the project. You may actually be doing secondary research where you're looking up answers to your need-to-know questions. So up here, I'm just going to use the big title of research. Oh, make sure you spell it correctly, that always helps. Research here, and I'm going to say I'm going to do an interview. So I'm being definite. Just as a tip, this section here, you can actually find all the steps that you're going to do in your assessment document. So have a look at that so you can get a better idea of what's needed for each of your projects. Now, for me, I believe that research is going to take this interview. I'm going to go home and do it tonight. And it's going to actually only take 1 week. So I actually colour only in that 1 week square. Now, the next part of the research, like I said, like I'm going to say, I'm going to do internet research on the needs to know, okay? Now I can't actually start this, or I might start it here, but chances are by the time I get to it, because Jeff's party's on, I'm going to probably be down here that I'm actually going to work in it. So I'm going to do that in the second week of the project that I've got left. Eventually you fill in all of these all the way down here. Like I said, look at your assessment task. Your assessment task to get those details out. And what you're actually trying to do, you're trying to get from the start of your project here, and you need to actually form up this plan where you get to the end of your project here. Okay, and again, remember, this is a prediction, so you just come back through here and you colour all the squares as you actually feel they will occur, okay? So you're leading it down to this end. Now, you might not fill in all of these boxes. I've just put ones in there because I don't know what you're going to plan because this is your project. But the whole idea is you get the words in and lay it out how it's actually going to occur. Now, what actually happens, like I said, Jeff's party the other day, it was great. We had lightsabers and everything going. It was so cool. I didn't do this work. So when I'm actually going to do my research here, I didn't get to it until here. And then I pushed out my internet research and did that in the same week. Okay, so here now what I'm actually doing, I'm actually indicating by these X's according to this legend when I did do the project. Now this is really, really good, and it's really important to actually do, because then I can come back and evaluate it, and that's where the marks are. Writing a real sleek answer and showing people that I am actually thinking at higher levels, and showing people that I am quite intelligent, and that's where the A grade is. It's not in doing this work. This work is important, but it's actually you reflecting on this work and telling us what you're thinking. Okay, any questions? See your teachers. Otherwise, keep watching the video until you understand what's occurring here before you give it a go. Thanks, guys. Chat later.